Good morning, folks. Today I'm going to be using the Palmolive stick. Got it ready here. That's what it looks like on the bottom. Didn't have a solid bottom, as goes for the plastic there. Alum block without the rubber band. Unscented witch hazel, mentholated. Today's aftershave. I'm going to call it Tuff. This is what I usually refer to as the green one. It's supposed to be for, I guess you might say, somebody maybe with some sensitive skin. I guess that would be my best guess right there from the front. Smells good though. I like the scent of it. And I'm still using the Shaven Sailor Beard oil. The brush today, I'm using another horsehair brush. Got a little bit of water here. Squeeze some of it out there. This one here I think it's got a 20mm knot. It's not very big. I like those. Those seem to work pretty well for me. And I've already put a hot towel to the face and going to be using the cube. It is getting smaller. Boy, that's I don't know, maybe what, half the size of what it used to be. Going to do another face lather, or at least try to, see if I can get it to improve. I have the lathers haven't been quite where I'd like for them to be, but still getting decent shaves though, even though the lather's been a little bit on the thin side. Hoping this today will be somewhat better. May not be able to see the whiskers, but you should be able to tell there that I got a little bit there. Every day is like this. Most of my beard, if you can't tell, is going to be gray. Gray, white, there is some white. It's kind of interesting. When I was younger though, my beard had some black in it, but a lot of brown, reddish brown, and to end up with some white. Some of it, I mean, it's just white. I remember my wife asking me if I'd, excuse me, if I had done something to make it turn white. No, that's just how it worked out. Looked pretty interesting to have the white back then. Like I said, the comment was because I was growing my beard out a little longer at the time, whether or not I was going to be Santa Claus. I have to say this has been an interesting adventure, trying to learn how to face lather proficiently. It's been a wee bit of a challenge. I made a comment earlier about the fact that, you know, on video it does look pretty easy. You watch somebody lather up, yeah, that doesn't look too tough. Until you try it yourself and realize it's not as easy as it looks. For me, bowl lathering is a whole lot easier. It didn't take me that long to pick up on it. Part of it here is just learning the product water ratio. Before I'm using a bowl, I see what all's going on down below. You can always have plenty of product in the bowl. You can always have way too much, and it won't really affect your lather. But on the face, it's kind of hard to get too much, if you will, on your face. At least I haven't seen that just yet. I have one more stick soap left. Just one. I can't begin to pronounce it. Matter of fact, it seems like most people have a hard time pronouncing it, not sure how it's pronounced. It comes from Barcelona, usually in a red label, comes in a stick as well as the shaving cream. See more of the cream than you do the stick. Starts with a L, L-A-T-A-G, can't remember the rest of it. J, not G. This is not warping up too bad. Try just a little bit more water and see if I can. I figured I'd eventually get the hang of this. I think tomorrow I should try a synthetic knot. Yeah, this is probably about the best leather I've lathered up this week. A lot of L's there. Especially this time of the morning, trying to shave and talk at the same time, and then focus on how your lather's building up. I think that might be alright. At least I got plenty, looks like I've got something build up in the brush. Past few days, not so much. It was running pretty thin. I got my feather camisori style Artist Club with a super blade. This would be, see, what, the third, I think this is the third use on this blade if I remember right. It's a good thing I write these things down. I finally was able to catch Johnny's video. Sometimes depending on what all's going on that week, it's kind of hard to catch some of the videos in a timely manner. You get home and you got errands you got to run and this and that's going on, and finally be able to get around and watch a video. He was, Johnny, trying to feather super blade, and seemed like things were going better for him. I guess you might say this shavette's not much different than other shavettes, in that it may be a bit of a journey finding the blade that works best for you. For me, this one's it. As it goes for feather. Has some Kai pinks, and I know in a single edge shaver, boy, those Kai pinks are pretty awesome. They work really well. I don't know about longevity compared to the super, haven't, how you say, ran down that path just yet. I know when I first got this, I went down that direction, and I can get 5 smooth ones pretty easy with a feather super. I can push it to 10. They're not exactly that smooth, but I can push 1 to 10 if I had to. To me, that's the upside of these blades, that once you get better at figuring out what's going on with the blade, you get your, what I guess you might say, I guess I forgot the part there. You get to talk and forget where I'm at. Holding this one at an angle today, that way I don't get it caught in the crease right there where that area is at. Figuring out where you're at with the with these blades, you might have a better chance of getting more for your money. Normally the supers, there's what, 20 in a pack, and run you about $15. See if I can't catch that today without using a DE. Got a spot right through there that grows kind of odd. When it grows out long, it's not that noticeable. When it's short though, I definitely pick up on it, can feel it. Some days on the against the grain pass, I'm able to miss a good part of it. I mean, get a good part of it. Some days not so much. My shaves are sociably acceptable. I don't go for the BBS, it just makes my face sore. And especially since I shave on a daily basis, I don't see the need to go for a BBS. Now if I was looking to shave every other day or something like that, I might change my mind, but that is the advantage of being as old as I am, is that my whiskers are light colored, so even when I do have whiskers, they're not the easiest to see. My younger days, oh yeah, there's no way. That dark beard, yeah, it shows up pretty easy. That is one thing I haven't mentioned in a while. Sometimes, you know, after I've said things so many times, I don't say them for a while, and I probably should mention this one on a more of a regular basis, especially with the shave head. It does demand your attention. It'll let you know if you don't. The way I look at it is kind of like my wife. She demands the attention, and if not, she's going to let you know. For me, this is just a fantastic shaver. Very intuitive. I mean, just the way you can move it, it's just awesome. I think as more people shave with the razorine, the ones especially that enjoy shaving with a DE, that they'll find that the razorine is it's a different kind of shave. But I think once they learn how to use it, they'll enjoy it. It's just that having such a different kind of shave with a DE on the stick, being able to use it like that. I can catch most of that. In other words, that's pretty darn smooth right there. Also, I should say down in front of me, I don't think I've mentioned it in a good long while, I have a dry towel. When I do a shave or even a straight razor shave, in front of me I've got a dry towel. Over here off to the side I have a damp one. Especially those that are straight razor shavers, they're wanting to keep as much water away from the pivot pin, that using a damp towel or even a dry towel to wipe their lather off on is a really good option. Helps hold down the amount of water that you'll get near that pivot pin. Especially if your environment has a lot of humidity. We don't have, we have humidity here, but it's not like on the coast, for instance. Used to live in Georgia, Savannah, and that's humid. For me, that's humid. Yeah, for the summers, you just walk out the door and just start sweating. And that was in the morning. Sometimes I can't explain or understand why I get some of the stinging. And usually when I do, it's just in spots. It's not like it's a fine spot. It's not a whole area. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Well, I'm letting that dry just a little bit. Something else I don't think, rinse some of that off there. Something I don't think I've shown in a while. As goes for the loading of the blade. Go this way. This portion right here will slide completely off so that you can get in there and clean it out. But how I was able to get the blade from using it from the Achman's razor into here is relatively easy. It's probably got a little bit of soap in there. Maybe I can get most of it rinsed out there. Otherwise that blade will kind of create a little bit of suction there, if you will. Right there at the end you can tell where there's a way that you can put that in there from the dispenser and just load it up in there. Because all you're doing is you're just going to pinch this portion right here. And when you do, see that, you can kind of tell that it opens up just a bit. So how I was able to get it in there is I just opened it up and just dropped it in there. So this is what your blade looks like. So in other words, loading it, you don't necessarily have to use the dispenser. It's kind of hard to show on the camera, but you just pinch it together, drop it in there, you gently push it. There it is. It's not tough. Pretty easy to do. Alignment's pretty easy to get there. Drops right in there without a problem. My biggest concern about it when I first got it, and the reason why it took me so long to get to begin with, was because I noticed it. Thought it looked really interesting. I was really interested in it. But at the time, the price back then, you couldn't find it much lower. The lowest I could find it was $100, and it would go as high as $130. And I just wasn't prepared to spend that kind of money. Especially since, as far as I was concerned at that point in time, the only blades that it could take was feather blades. And if I couldn't find any one of those blades that work well for me, then there I am with a shaver with blades that I don't particularly care for. So it was a tough decision there at the beginning. It took me a while to get past that point, which I can understand that would be a big drawback coming from switching from a DE where you've got a whole host of blades that you can choose from to a shaver that you're limited to either one name brand or maybe even two, that it's a bit concerning for folks. And I could understand that, because to me that's there's a con for this kind of shaver. That's it, is the fact that your blade choice is somewhat limited. But once you figure out that they've done a pretty good job in covering blades, as it goes for different styles and kinds and whatnot, for different beard types, if you will. And once you've settled on a blade and you're okay with it, and you get past that hurdle, it's get quite happy with it. I mean, I really enjoy the shaves with it. I'm not real sure how to describe the scent on this. And I got my hands wet. Um, the You can look online and you can kind of tell there's not very many places that give you much of an idea about what is the scent. I can tell you both of them, the red one and the green one, they are different. Matter of fact, they're different in color. The red one's lighter color than this one here. This one here's got a, I think both of them's got a touch of menthol, but I noticed it more in this one. It is, for me it's hard to describe the scent, outside the fact that both of them smell rather manly. So if you know what I'm referring to in the way of a manly scent, and if you don't particularly care for those kind of scents, you probably would not be happy with this one. Got some more soap on my glasses. Manly scents. Yeah, I like them. Every once in a while I don't mind wearing one that's kind of cologne scented. This one here is definitely, I like both of them. It would be something I would consider a classic from days gone by, which this one here it is anyway. See how much I got left in here. That's not too bad. I'm getting better. If I have had to use this for my third pass, I could have. That's not too bad. I'm getting better. Hope everybody's doing well. I had fun today. It is always fun when you're improving on your shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.